Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the UKW Arena here in Batley. It's another Friday night as we hurtle towards Wrestlebration. I am the voice of UKW, Brett Hadley, and this is the one, the general manager of Wednesday Night Mayhem, the one, Sid Phoenix. Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
How many days is it away, Brett?
22.
22. It just
Three
seems to get
short
closer.
weeks, man. 3 short weeks. Tonight, we will be, me and you will be absolutely bouncing off the ceiling this time in 3 weeks.
We'll have no voices.
No, and we've got to do the whole. We've got to go through Wrestlebration. It's the biggest show of the UKW calendar. It comes your way Saturday night, July 29th, live from this very. At the moment, it's a very quiet building, but it won't be.
Like I say, it's boiling outside. If you want to if you feel cold, get in this room. It's nice and cool in here. It's refreshing.
The wrestling's not refreshing. The wrestling will be boiling hot as well.
Obviously,
we already know some of the matches. We know the UKW World Heavyweight Championship will now be a triple threat match. This is This has taken a turn around the corner. I didn't expect it going round.
I'm going to say everyone expected it to be Mustafa Khan revoking that I never lost the title. Can I have a rematch? Which is fair.
He asked politely, and Jonathan Sedgwick said, "Yeah, of course you can. Let's do it. Fine." And then Damien Black came out and went, "But hang on a minute."
No, I'm going to say it's put the spanner in the works, shall we say there.
A huge spanner. So it will now be the leader of the firing squad, Damien Black, not Damon Crow. He's the other bit of the fire. It's so confusing.
It's so confusing.
Damien Black, the leader of the firing squad, against Jonathan Sedgwick, against Mustafa Khan for the UK Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. Wow.
Opportunities for the landscape, should we say, of UKW to change there.
It could. I mean, Damien Black is like obsessed with the fact he thinks the firing squad are going to have control. They're going to have everything. Of course, at the moment they do have the tag team championships.
That's what I mean.
At the moment,
if they get that officially, all 3 members can carry a belt at all times.
Yeah.
If
Imagine
they want to do the tag team where we know who's going to wrestle, but they do have that advantage
3-bird rule.
Of 3-bird.
Yeah, they do. So that's going to be the UK Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship, the World Television Championship. On the lot, I'm salivating at the thought of this. It's Johan Hunt, the World Television Champion, raised with frickin' wolves. He's got an attitude problem. That man is dangerous these days. He defends that title against the man who 1 year ago, he was in the same faction with the guy.
They were tag champions.
They were tag team champions.
These guys know each other inside out.
They really
know
do.
each other's moveset. They know how they work in the ring. They know exactly. So that match, they're going to have to pull it out. Something new out.
Something is going to have to give between Johan Hunt and the prodigy Joe Sedgwick for the World Television Championship. They were good friends, but they're better enemies, it has to be said. And I cannot wait. We saw Wednesday Night Mayhem this week, Joe Sedgwick and Cerebral Steve picking up a huge victory over Evan Knight and Johan Hunt. That's not going to go down well with Johan, because he wasn't the one who lost that match.
I don't want to go down well, but it's their fault that match happened. That's all I'm going to say. It's their fault they had to do that match, and well, tough love, they ended up with a loss.
They did. Johan Hunt rolling on towards Wrestlebration to defend that championship.
I'm going to say, will he leave still that World Television Championship, or will we get a new World Television Championship on Mayhem?
We'll find out.
22 days.
22 nights from tonight it will be Wrestlebration. You can get your tickets now on the UK Wrestling app or at ukwrestling.tv, or if you come down and join us like some people have done tonight, come in here and get your tickets on the door, because last year we got over 200 people in this building. This year I want to do it again, Sid. I want to get all them people back. We're going to pack this place out.
This place will be packed. It's going to be full to the rafters.
Literally, we'll have people hanging off the rafters and everything.
And obviously, you've gone about mentioning the world titles there.
Yes.
We also have the World Cup, obviously this tournament ending at Wrestlebration.
How exciting is this? We're doing our own World Cup. It started on Wednesday night on Mayhem with Sketch and Sheik McToomb.
I'm not going to say yes. And me getting a lot of abuse, shall I say, from one of the wrestlers.
What have you done to Sketch? I know why it is.
I got a lot of abuse, and then I had the guest commentary of Dylan Chase giving it me in the ear as well, saying, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I was like, hey.
Hang on a minute. It's all because you picked Sheik McToomb as your number 1 draft pick when we had the draft a few weeks ago, and Sketch didn't like that one little bit, did he? He thinks it should have been him.
He keeps saying it should have been me. He got a massive victory. He's progressed to the next round of this tournament. You think if he makes it all the way to that final, he's at Wrestlebration 14.
He's at the biggest show of the year. In his debut year.
The first ever.
Imagine that. I mean, Sketch is, no offence to the guy, still a rookie.
Yeah.
He's not been here for a cup of coffee. Imagine. He's one step closer. He was the first person to qualify for the next round.
That's what I mean. It was, let's say he was given a baptism of fire there
Absolutely.
and came through unscathed and just loving it, saying, should have picked me first.
Oh, yeah. Now the egg's on your face, Phoenix. Yeah.
No, I admitted I should have picked him probably higher, is what I said. I said higher.
Sketch was very vocal in his disagreement with the general manager there. Tonight, though, on Showdown, the World Cup continues. Another match in that World Cup will be Hamza Moussaoua against Ian Creed in the World Cup.
I was going to say another two there. Well, Ian Creed newly here on Showdown.
Yes.
That we did find out I did.
He got traded, yes.
That was the trade.
He's now Red Brocco's problem.
He's not so much of a problem. He's just an unorthodox character, I think.
Yeah, if you look at the definition of the word unorthodox in the dictionary, you're going to see Ian Creed.
Ian Creed comes under the first one to describe it.
Absolutely does. Tonight, though, him and Hamza Moussaoua, Ian Creed focused. He wants to get to WrestleBration. We've already heard him say it. He wants his shot on the biggest stage. He gets his chance in the inaugural, I love that word, UK Wrestling World Cup. It will continue the next couple of weeks, and then the finals will be on July 29th, which is WrestleBration 14. How many nights?
22.
22 nights, just 3 short weeks away from finding out who's going to be the first person to lift the UK Wrestling. Have we got a cup? I hope we have.
I'll take it in the next meeting we have. I'll be like,
in your next
please
board
tell me
meeting,
we have something to give them.
I hope we do. We need a trophy, please. That's going to happen at WrestleBration. Lots more stuff then. Tonight, though, also on Friday Night Showdown, JPR and Tommy Dillon. This is a combustible firecracker, this.
I'm going to say that this has been building and building.
This thing is getting intense.
And let's just say Tommy Dillon's used to leading the mind games, leading this. But
on Wednesday, that's not what happened, is it?
It was a total flip, and it was like JPR is now playing them.
Yeah, Dillon with a big victory. But then JPR teased him with the music. He wasn't here. Dillon threw an absolute fit of rage downstairs, breaking things. He's going to get charged if he broke anything downstairs, bill him for it. But he wasn't happy, was he?
He wasn't happy, but he made the statement of, I don't care what you're trying to do to me. I will see you tonight, Friday Night Showdown.
This is not his show, but he's threatening to show up.
He's turning up. He's got that advantage. He's a champion. They're allowed.
Yes, they're allowed to.
But he has a reason. He can't just be told, no, you're not allowed in this building tonight.
No.
He can come in.
Rocco can't stop him, unfortunately. And we know JPR's here, so that could explode. Also, something else that's a bit combustible is with the Dogs of War. This is quite interesting. They're having a few, I wouldn't even say it's a disagreement, maybe just a difference of opinion. Anyway, Cliff Harrison and Jacob Reed are going to settle this out in public tonight.
I was going to say, that's the way they've decided to go.
That's the way, yeah, they wanted to do it. Red Brocco was like, well, if you want to do it in front of the people, then fine. So it's going to happen. Hopefully the Dogs of War will iron out all their differences and they can roll on and maybe they can challenge for tag team titles. God knows what they're going to do, but hopefully
like I say,
they can iron it out.
Let's just say if they iron it out and it works, I think tag teams that are thinking, should we stay together, need to look at this way and maybe go down the same route and think,
absolutely.
Hang on, let's take it out into
I know both Jacob Reed and Cliff Harrison are upstanding, sensible, sane young men. They can sort it out between each other. Surely there's nothing more. They're brothers. They are the Dogs of War.
Yeah, but they started together, should we say, and they've grown together. They just need to shake hands.
Yes.
Maybe shout a bit at each other, then shake hands.
Yeah, and they walk out of here as a team. All is good.
As Dogs of War.
Yeah, exactly that. Let's hope that happens. That will actually. That's going to kick off the show. I understand. We're going to get that meeting underway straight away. As Showdown starts tonight and see what happens with the Dogs of War. Also, I had the misfortune of running into Chris Castle on social media earlier. Have you joined Threads yet?
No, I haven't.
You know what Threads is, right?
Yes, I've heard
it's the new thing.
Social media
so me and Chris Castle have joined Threads.
Oh, I bet he was your first follow, wasn't he?
No, he really wasn't. He did follow me earlier on this afternoon, mind. No. Anyway, on there, he's decided to say, "Oh, I'm coming to Showdown. again, because he is a champion.
There it is, that lovely rule that you love, 'cause it means you can see
Yeah.
Chris Castle 3
great.
nights a week if you want.
I'm suddenly washing my hair in about half an hour. You're all right doing the show on your own, right? Yeah. What hair? Yeah, exactly, Brett. So apparently Chris Castle's on his way, but Chris Castle is now. He might live to regret this. He's at WrestleBration. This is where I was going.
No,
He's at
yes.
WrestleBration. He is defending his around. No, it's not around the clock. It's the Genesis Championship. That's the one. He's defending his Genesis Championship against Ruby Brocco, who won a match and that ensured her a future Genesis Championship match, and she's cashed it in at the most opportune time she could.
I'm going to say opportune time. She's made it clear. She's not hiding from it. She's making sure.
Exactly.
It's like, you want to know where I'm coming for that title? Guess what? Here it is, dated. He's now got, let's say from today, he's got 22 nights to prepare now. So he's got no excuse to not be ready for his challenge.
And he is usually full of excuses. Basically, he says he's the hardest working man in wrestling.
I was just going to say that. He does say he's the hardest working man in wrestling.
But now, like you just said though, whatever happens on that night at WrestleBration, he will have absolutely no excuse. Ruby Brocco's giving him fair warning. The match graphics out. It's going to happen. 22 nights from tonight at WrestleBration, Chris Castle defending that Genesis Championship against second generation Ruby Brocco.
But what happens if he loses it before then? What happens if Chris Castle loses that title? I know it's unlikely, shall we say?
He's probably going to do everything he can to
Leonie Rose
keep
and
it.
himself hold all the cards on Ignite.
Well, yeah. Of course they do. Speaking of, you had to mention her, didn't you? She's in action tonight.
Sorry.
Oh, you had to,
Well, I
didn't
tried
you?
avoiding it on Wednesday, and that's as far as I'm going to go, because it gets to me.
Tonight, Leonie Rose is a wrestler in that ring against Nisa and Sarah Sky in a triple threat women's match. And have you heard from Shauna Reed? Leonie needs to watch her back. Do we know where Shauna Reed is?
I was going to say, I don't know if she's flown into
Is she in the country?
I don't know if she's still out and about. She's keeping it very secretive, shall we
Does
say.
Leonie know where Shauna Reed is? That's the question. She's gunning for Leonie Rose. I'll tell you that much.
Well,
She
wouldn't
really
you?
is.
What happened? What he
Oh,
called?
absolutely. Somebody tried to break my arm, I'd want revenge as well, no matter what I think of them. Somebody else who wants revenge, Cayman Carlisle, who gets his shot at the man who attacked him unceremoniously a few weeks ago. It's going to happen at WrestleBration against the essential Paul Hubris, a name I didn't think I was going to spit out my lips. But it's going to happen at WrestleBration, and Hubris has promised that this is going to be, and I quote, the most violent match in UK wrestling history.
What is he planning?
What could he possibly... I mean, last year, for the historians amongst you, firstly, at WrestleBration, those guys had that TLC match. Remember that?
Yes, I'm going to say, yeah. Being thrown from the top of that ladder.
Yeah, I'll never forget, for as long as I do this job, and I hope it's a long time, I'll never forget Cayman Carlisle crashing down through them tables. Never.
And it's like, how? What is he thinking to top that?
What is he thinking? I don't even want to know what he's thinking, but somehow, some way, Hubris has got himself back in to UKW, and he's got his chance at...
Hey, let's just say in them meetings I was screaming.
Don't let him back?
I'm not happy.
But it's going to happen.
But it's happening.
Yep. And anything could happen. It's July 29th. It's WrestleBration 14. And if you want to relive the past 13 WrestleBrations, which me and Sid have been quite a part of most of them, as to be said,
you can the last two.
There you go. You can relive them now on the UK Wrestling Network, on our UK Wrestling app, the YouTube channel. We've got all sorts of social media and platforms for you to catch up on the history of this wonderful company as we approach its 14th biggest event of the year in the home of UKW, right here in the heart of West Yorkshire. Cannot wait for it on July 29th.
I'm going to say it's going to be another history-making night, should we say?
Absolutely.
It's going to be a night where, I always say it, but I know from being there and performing on it, you put extra percentage. Normally you go 100%. You go in 110, 120. At WrestleBration, you want to be that match everyone remembers.
Exactly. You want to be the one. You want to be the person that people go home and talk about. You know, that you want to be the one who they go on their Facebook or their social media.
You want to be that spotlight.
Oh, of course.
You want that night to be all about you. I know it's selfish, But that is what it's like down there. Everyone steps up their game.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely amazing atmosphere.
It is. Make sure you come and join us. We're going to keep saying it. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to apologise because we're going to keep saying it. It is a special night, July 29th, but we've got a few more Mayhems, Ignites and Showdowns before we get there.
I was going to say, yeah, we've got is it 3 months? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Three?
Yeah.
You've got the qualifiers for the World Cup
This
again.
is it. We're going to find out who qualifies and represents their country. I mean, Sketch is the English representative, so I mean, technically, I should be cheering for him.
Well,
but after how he talked to you...
Well, he tried that on Wednesday night, should we say.
It didn't go down well, did it? But yeah, he's the English representative, and I'm not really sure he's what I want representing England, the angry young person he is. But anyway, he's progressed, and tonight we'll find out who's going to be the next. Will it be Hamza Moussaoua or Ian Creed? He might be hiding down there at this present moment. I thought I heard a noise. I thought I heard a noise a few minutes ago down there. I thought I heard a grunt or some sort of weird noise down there.
I'm glad I get to sit this side.
I know, yeah.
Not
Thanks, pal.
there.
Yeah, thanks for that. But tonight we're going to find out who progresses in the World Cup, and yeah, we're going to find that out. And the firing squad. That's just, you know.
Let's go back to it. There is the potential for the firing squad to change the landscape.
And this is
UKW.
what I'm a bit afraid because
they can leave Wrestlebration with everything.
I mean, the other two, the tag team championships, Brett Sedgwick of Level Up said he wants a rematch after what happened at.
They've said if they can get a rematch, they will leave for the titles. We know Kayson's in Canada.
He's coming back soon.
Training in Canada.
Yeah, he has been training.
He might be over in Canada, but he's still training. He knows what that means if they can get a rematch.
Indeed. And I know Brett Sedgwick is hungry. He wants that Kayson. They both want that rematch. And I think they deserve it, personally. I think they deserve it, but will they get it?
That's the question. Will they
Brett
get
Sedgwick has defeated Damon Crowe since that match. It's a good statement to make. But just talking about it and saying, "Oh, I want a rematch," that's not going to really work with the firing squad, is it?
Ain't going to work with the firing squad. What about other tag teams in the division? They'll be like, "Hang on, they just had a shot."
Yeah.
Isn't it hardcore before they come back?
This is it. We're going to find out what happens, but I'm sure those tag team championships will be defended at Wrestlebration. But against who is the question? So we've got a big night on Showdown tonight. The Dogs of War are going to iron out all their differences. Let's hope they do anyway. JPR has got to be careful. Tommy Dillon is coming to Friday Night Showdown tonight, the hardcore champion, and that will be intense.
What mentality is he going to be in?
Well, we know what mentality Dillon's in.
Yeah.
He's furious.
But what's he going to bring here? Because obviously we don't want that fire coming out of the stage. We like to keep it intact here. We don't want
It's not Monday nights. You know, we can control our shows, but yeah. Leonie Rose, though, on Monday night, Ignite in action tonight against Sarah Sky and Nisa in that triple threat match. And yeah, the World Cup with Hamza. Rolling Moose.
I was going to say, any predictions?
Moose. I mean, I think Hamza, he's riding a wave. He is probably one of, if not arguably, the most popular person we have in UKW. Every time he comes out here, the crowd go mental for him.
Yeah.
They love the guy. He's got a huge vibe of positivity around him.
100% agree.
It's like a light that shines around him. So, you know, I think he could do it. It could be his time. It could be him riding that wave. But Creed's dangerous. We know he is.
That's funny. Nobody has kicked out of the acid knee if it hits.
And that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
That's literally all it takes.
It hit from anywhere.
You get kneed in the face, your lights are out.
It's lights out and he's victorious.
That
no one's kicked out of it.
So Hamza's got to be careful. Has he got the answer for the unorthodox Ian Creed? We'll find out tonight on Friday Night Showdown. And lots more stuff to come before we get to Wrestlebration 14. Comes your way, said it again, July 29th in the UKW Arena. Make sure you get your tickets now on the UK Wrestling app or at ukwrestling.tv, or come down to Batley, come and join us and get your tickets there. We will be back for Friday Night Showdown in about 10 minutes. There we go. And myself and Sid are going to stretch our legs and cool. It's warm in here.
No, it's still so cool. It's cooler
warm.
Than outside.
It is cooler than outside, but the action's going to be hot tonight. There you go. Segue done. The pre-show done. We'll be back with Friday Night Showdown very soon. Stay right where you are. UK Wrestling action on the way for your Friday nights very, very soon. We'll see you in a bit.